Hello, my name is Dee. Welcome to my YouTube channel and welcome back if you have visited me here before. Today we are going to be doing a reading on what makes you lovable. And this is not just exclusive to what your romantic partner or your romantic interest might find admirable and lovable about you. I want to make this more broad. Okay, what do people look up to you for? Okay, what do they admire about you? What do people love about you? Um, and I wanted to do this more so sort of self-love reading because we all need a reminder sometimes of how beautiful and lovable we truly are. Okay? So we're going to start off, like always, with three options. The first option is what I believe to be agate. But if anybody can drop me a comment and tell me what they think it is or what they know it to be, that would be helpful. Then we have option number 2 with sodalite. And option number 3 with the green aventurine heart. And with that said, we are going to jump right into pile 1 with this purpley, agate heart that is absolutely beautiful. It's one of my favorite heart crystals that I own. Okay, so we're going to start off with this oracle deck. We might pull some tarot cards, but I love this oracle deck. I think it's called the Archetype Oracle deck or something like that. Just to see what it is that people love about you. Okay, what makes you lovable? What makes people admire you? Let's see, pile 1. Okay, so we have the Rebel card, we have Dilettante, and we have Child Divine. So the first thing that comes to mind with all of these cards is that you're not afraid to take risks. People admire your strength. The card itself says challenges authority, rejects spiritual systems that do not serve their inner needs. And I feel like that's very important when it comes to the Child Divine aspect of this. Innocence, purity, and redemption suggests a special connection with the divine. So you are obviously watching me do a tarot reading for you, which does indicate that you are perhaps a highly spiritual person, or you would consider yourself to be spiritual, and you also think outside of the box when it comes to your spirituality. And that's something that a lot of people admire about you. You know, they find you to, you go, let's say for some of you, you might literally go against the grain. And another thing that people might find admirable about you is going against the grain. Let's say, especially if you grew up in a different type of religion, or your religion was somewhat pushed on you growing up. You know, you rebelled against that way of thinking, and a lot of people look up to you because you were able to move away from or start to believe in something entirely different, because that was what sat right with you. You know, that you're not afraid to even, let's say, have a differing of opinion. So people really admire the fact and love that about you, that you are able to form your own ideals, your own spirituality, your own opinions about things without being influenced by others. So even with that said, people look at you to be highly independent, and that's something that they find to be highly admirable. The dilettante card delights in the arts without having to be a professional. Alerts you to the danger of becoming superficial in your pursuits. So what I love about that is, again, I'm just picturing this, you know, highly spiritual, perhaps you are awakening to, or you're comfortable with, and sharing with the world your spiritual gifts. I also get this artist or creative vibe from that dilettante card. Even the Child Divine, innocence and purity. You know, so people really look at you to be, okay, we're stacking up the compliments here. You are very spiritual and you share that with others. Okay, you're able to teach people a lot. People are able to learn a lot from you. They look up to and admire your strength and your confidence. They look up to you because you're not afraid to have an opinion. You're not afraid to speak from your most authentic truths. People, ooh, Goodness me. Okay, but now I lost track when all the cards almost fell out. But people really look up to you and admire you and find it lovable that you are able to literally show up as exactly who you are, and you're not afraid to show it. Oh, so I'm wondering if there's any other tarot card readers or spiritualists watching this. I mean, obviously, if you're watching this pile, it's come out several times now that you are very spiritual. We have guide. Guide brings forth, represents the nature of the divine in life and in yourself. So again, you're very spiritual. You share your gift with others. Whether you're doing it on a platform, let's say like I am, or whether you are doing it, for friends and family, you have some type of spiritual gift that you are sharing with the world. Other people look at you as a guide. They come to you for advice. They feel like you are a great listener. You're also able to help them see their issues or see their problems, let's say, through a different perspective. And that different perspective allows for them to be guided toward their own healing. Okay, so absolutely beautiful message. We also have companion, loyalty, tenacity, and unselfishness. Okay, and again, even with this guide card, even with the connection to your spirituality, I just heard in my head you're doing the Lord's work. And I just find that funny because that's a joke that I'll make at times, doing the Lord's work. So I heard that in regard to you, that you're doing exactly also, perhaps, whether you're very open with your spirituality and you're very open with, helping others, let's say, while using your spirituality and your spiritual insights, whether you're open about it, and again, or you're not so open about it, but you utilize it when it comes to your close friends and family members, you are still helping so many people be guided toward their own healing. Okay, then we have the detective card. The detective card comes up with great powers of observation and intuition, so again, highly spiritual, and desire to seek out the truth. And I feel like this is spiritual truth. This is universal truth. And a lot of people look at you as this divine being, basically. And it's something that they find very lovable about you. I do feel like you are the fixer friend, and you're the therapy friend. When somebody has some type of an issue or a problem, you are able to let them see this from all different sides, all different perspectives, and it really allows for them to heal. It allows for them to get it off their chest. It allows for them to be given solutions and find the solutions that they need in order to rectify whatever they need to rectify, and so on and so forth. So really absolutely beautiful messages, and there's very clearly a lot to love about you. But people really, I also get this, of course this is a what do people admire about you reading, but to me there's people that really look at you or look to you for inspiration. People are very inspired by you. And the people whose lives you have touched are, even, I'm going to go out there and say, they're forever changed. In so many aspects of people's lives, you have made a complete and total difference. Whether you were there for them, whether if you are very into spirituality, whether you did a reading for them, you truly have put yourself out there in the lives of others, whether it's a very small group or whether it's on a huge platform and you're speaking to millions of people. You have made such a difference in people's lives, and that's what people love about you. And you're still putting in the work, or you're always putting in the work to grow and to expand, to seek out the truth, to act in a even in let's say a charitable way to others as well. Perhaps you do some type of charity work. That's something that just jumped in my head. But people really truly look up to you. You're not afraid to speak your mind. You're not afraid to speak your truth. You're not afraid to share your truths and the universal truths that you have found. You're not afraid, rather, to share them with others. Okay? And then that loyalty aspect of this, even the tenacity aspect of this, you are constantly showing up for others all the time. You are truly someone who is, helping to make a difference in the world. I'm just trying to get maybe one more card, one more like little bit of compliment and an admiration for you. Ooh. And we have two. We also have artist and we have gossip. And the artist card, again, bringing to that creativity. If you do something like this, obviously, it's very creative work. Even if you are, I said this in an earlier YouTube video I did actually. Creative work, it has such a wide array of what it is that you could be doing. Like, you could be a traditional artist, you could be a tattoo artist, you could be somebody that does hair, you could be somebody that does nails, could be somebody that does tarot readings, you could even be somebody who is, oh, and we had another card jump out. We also have child orphan, but we'll get to that in a second. You could be something such as a therapist or a counselor, because either way, creative work to me is also highly indicative of work that you're putting out there in order to directly help someone. Whether you're a writer and people can relate to the characters that you're creating and it helps for them to be guided toward their own healing, or whether you are a therapist and your whole job is helping other people be guided toward their own healing, or you're a tarot reader and your line of work is helping to guide others toward their own healing. That is something that people, so your line of work or what you do for work is another thing that people highly admire about you. And if it's not so much in alignment with your creativity, let's say you don't really have that much of a creative job, what you're doing outside of work, working as this guide, is way, way, way more than enough. What you do creatively outside of your day job, let's say, is way more than enough. Okay? The gossip card's light attribute brings up awakens consideration for the feelings of others and honoring trust. Okay, so again, we go back to the loyalty and the tenacity of you consistently and constantly showing up for people. That loyalty, that trust, people really look at you to be such a, wonderful companion or wonderful friend to have. Okay? People really look up to you for your trustworthiness, and people really trust and feel comfortable with and around you. And the awakens consideration for the feelings of others brings up an earlier message that came through, that you're able to, one of the reasons why people admire you so much or love you so much is because if they are having some type of an issue or a problem or so on and so forth, they know that they can come to you and you will help them to see this problem, this issue, this whatever the hell it is, through each and every single option that you possibly can. You are able to give them perspective. You're able to give them solutions or allow for them to come to their own solutions. You really are, again, out there doing the Lord's work. And then we have child orphan, which brings up independence based on learning to go through it alone, conquering the fear of surviving. What I love with this card is it goes all the way back to what came out during the Rebel card, that you have gone against the grain. You have had periods of time where you have had, dark nights of the soul. You've gone through spiritual awakenings. You have had perhaps even really low points, rock bottoms, where you were maybe severely, depressed, and so on and so forth. But you've had struggles and you've grown from them. That's another thing that people admire very, very, very deeply about you. Things that people really do love about you. And I think this is where we'll end it. I think we'll end it with just using this Oracle deck, because that was so much information and such beautiful information. And I hope that it put a smile on your face, and I hope that you now can recognize how lovable that you truly are. Thank you so, so, so very much for allowing me to do this beautiful reading, and I hope that you have a wonderful day. Hello, pile 2. So now today we are going to do this reading on what makes you lovable. Okay, what do the people in your life admire about you? What do they love about you? Okay, basically a reading of self-love, a reading to remind you of what it is that makes you so lovable. And we had a card somewhat jump out. It's called Alchemist, Transformation of Base Motives and Goals into Wisdom. That kind of reminds me of the Magician card. That you are truly resourceful, that you are able to muster up the strength, the confidence. You're able to also see something. What I just got from it as well is you're able to see something through to the end. And that's something that people really admire about you, is you persevere through, you continue to attract and to build up your resources when necessary. And you're also able to make something out of nothing. Is another thing that I'm hearing from that, and I find that to be very, very beautiful and very admirable myself. That is something, you're able to really take an idea, see it through to the end, and end up with this very successful, beautiful piece of work or like business, whatever it is that you do. Like, let's say if you're an artist, or you make career moves and so on and so forth, you're really able to start off with this base of an idea and see it through to be this beautiful project. So that's one thing that people really admire about you. And I also feel like you don't give up easy. You don't give up on people easy. And that's something that people also love and admire about you, is it's almost like they're not afraid to come to you if they are having some type of a problem, and so on and so forth. And that's not because you don't have boundaries, because you do have boundaries. It's more so this message of people know how understanding and compassionate you are to other people's situations. We then have the Gambler card. The Gambler card brings up the willingness to follow your intuition even when others doubt you. And I feel like that's so important and such a beautiful message to pair with that Alchemist card of seeing something through to the end, of having this idea or having this thing that you want to create. And you will literally do whatever it is that you need to do, even if other people are doubting you. Your own intuition, your own confidence, your self-assuredness is so strong that you're not considering other people's opinions or expectations of you. And that's something that people truly, truly admire and love about you as well, is that you are your own person. You do your own thing. You are your own person. You're highly independent and you're highly successful at what you do. Okay, whether you feel that way or not, whether you feel like you exude confidence or you don't, whether you feel like you're successful or you feel like you're not successful, you exude confidence and you exude success. Next card is Liberator. And I find this so interesting with something that came up during, I believe, the Alchemist card, of people not being afraid to come to you. That people find you to be so empathetic and so compassionate, which is another thing that they just find to be absolutely beautiful about you. The Liberator card, freeing yourself and others from outmoded beliefs. So I guess from outdated beliefs, and releasing negative thought patterns. Okay, again, and I feel like too, what this card is bringing forth is that you yourself have had to deal with, or you perhaps grew up in an environment, or other people know your story perhaps, in this sense of maybe you have had other people trying to exert their will, exert their power, exert their opinions and expectations over you, but you have liberated yourself from that type of mindset. And you, again, are truly self-assured, truly self-confident, and truly motivated by what it is, like truly motivated too by your own your own intuition, your own, oh my goodness, what's the word? Your own resources. Like, you, even just going back to the Alchemist reminding me of the Magician, it's like you are your own magic. Let's say, like, you are your own person through and through. Okay? And you've helped other people to see that they can also be this beacon of independence, this beacon of feeling self-assured and confident in themselves and in their own actions or their own resources or their own intuition. You know, you really serve to be such an inspiration to other people. Oh my God, I love this. I love how it's all lining up too. All these messages, because this must be something that, you know, since I am looking for a more so broad array, let's say, of things that people truly admire about you. So we're looking at friends, family, romantic partners, and interests. You know, this is something that is perhaps so incredible about you because it just keeps coming up. The Damsel card brings up understanding the nature of healthy relationships or healthy romance. Okay. But this card also says inspires you to rely on yourself. Okay. And that is something that people just find to be so inspirational and admirable. I tried to combine two words there about you. Okay, that you are self-assured, you are independent, and you really, truly, you think for yourself as well. You know, you're able to rely on yourself, and other people just, like, they can't help but look up to you for that. We also have networker, enhances unity through the sharing of information, engenders social awareness and empathy. Okay? So you, again, you spread your empathetic, compassionate vibes, let's say, all around to everyone that knows you. Okay? Not only that, but you also share the knowledge. Like, let's just say if this is resonating so far, if there's a lot of things that you had to do on your own or learn on your own, even from, let's say, childhood, if you have built yourself from the bottom up, which is also what is being suggested here. You know, if you have freed yourself from limiting mindsets or limiting beliefs about yourself, if you have freed yourself from the expectations or opinions of others and really rely on your own intuition and your own inner wisdom to get by, and so on and so forth. You are also teaching people, whether it's on a small scale or a large scale, you're teaching people how you did it. Okay, you're sharing that information with them. Okay, you're also a teacher. You know, you're teaching these people that are in your life, or that know of you and are in your life. You are teaching them how to pretty much like enhance and evolve themselves. Okay, we had one card jump and another card fall. And with that said, the card that fell and of course scooted away was healer. Okay, so we have healer, passion to serve others by repairing the body, mind, and spirit, ability to help transform pain into healing. Again, king, enlightened, benevolent leadership benefiting those in your charge. Okay, so again, we get all of this information coming out here that's basically indicating that you are a teacher, you share your knowledge, that you are a healer, you are so empathetic and compassionate. People know that they can come to you with anything. You're understanding, you will do whatever it is that you can, and you have this willingness to show up for others in ways that, you know, these people within your life have never had before. And I do feel like that's important because perhaps you yourself at one point in your life didn't have anyone that was showing up for you. And again, I believe I said this for this pile, but this isn't about not having boundaries. Because like I said, you do have boundaries, and you're too self-assured and too confident to allow anyone to trample over your boundaries. But you are so empathetic and so compassionate that you truly touch and heal the lives of the people that come into contact with you. Okay? And again, very, very lovable, very admirable qualities that you have. Okay, we have the Prince card. This actually jumped out for pile one also. Romantic charm and potential for power. And I feel like that's another important thing here that's come out I guess just here, or no, it also came out with the damsel card. This capacity for love that you have is another thing that people love about you. You know, you're constantly just exuding this loving energy, again, this compassionate energy, this kind energy, this supportive energy. Okay? You truly, truly do spread the love. Okay? Like you spread the love. I guess is the way for me to put it. But you're really just such a kind-hearted. And it's funny what I kept mentioning before. So the next card to jump out was victim. Prevents you from letting yourself be victimized or victimizing others. And again, you're not letting anybody trample over your own boundaries. You have very strong boundaries set in place. But you are giving your love and your compassion and your empathy on a large scale to the people that are in your life. Okay, and another thing also in regard to some of the earlier messages is that you've gone through some shit in your life and you have not let it make you the victim of your situation. You have grown, you have learned, and now you are allowing you are passing this information and how you healed and how you survived and so on and so forth to other people. You're passing that information for them to allow for them to learn, to allow for them to be able to heal in the same way that you did. And then we also have the seeker card jumping out last. Okay, thirst for wisdom and truth wherever they are. Again, just to quickly run through all of the compliments. Highly resourceful person, you see things through to the end. You're able to take something from nothing and make it into literally everything. You're not allowed to take risks. You are not afraid to follow your own intuition, your own inner guidance, and to release yourself from the expectations and opinions of others when you're doing so. You are literally doing what you know and what you feel is meant for you to do. And that's something that people absolutely love about you and something that people deeply admire about you. Okay? You also, with this message of love, you give and receive love unto others at this higher vibration. You are somebody who gives your compassion and your kindness freely toward others. You don't expect anything back in return. You know, the only thing that you are hoping for in return is that you have made somewhat of a difference or been able to say something or do something for that other person that's truly going to allow for them to begin to heal. You've got nothing but, you know, humility and it's the same word, but humbleness when it comes to you spreading what it is that you know and spreading your knowledge to others. Okay, such a beautiful, 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 beautiful reading that has occurred here today. You know, you truly are a healer, whether you feel that way or not. You truly are one of the most confident people that the people in your life have ever met, whether you feel that way or not. You truly give your love, and like one word that keeps coming to mind is loving kindness. You know, that it's a Buddhist ideal, but you are just so empathetic and so caring and so kind to everybody that knows you, and you have not let your bad days or you have not let your bad experiences bring you down or take you down. And you won't allow anybody else's in your lives bad days or bad experiences bring them down either. You will do whatever it is that you need to do in order to help them to brighten their day and so on and so forth. And you are constantly learning and growing and evolving as a person, and you are constantly sharing with others to help, you know, enlighten them in some way, to help to guide them in some way, to help teach them or heal them in some way. And with that said, that is what makes you truly lovable. That is what makes people admire you. I hope that this reading put a smile on your face and brightened your day a little bit as well. I hope that you can see some of these qualities, and I hope that you know about some of these qualities within yourself pile too. It was such a lovely, beautiful reading, and I am so, so, so grateful if you stuck it out with me till the end of this recording. Thank you so, so much, Pile 2, and I hope that you have a wonderful day. Hello, Pile 3! So today we are doing this reading on what makes you lovable. Okay, what do the other people in your life find admirable about you? What do they love about you? And again, this is not strictly for romantic relationships. This is across the board. Romantic partners and romantic interests, family, friends, people who have met you. What do they find to be lovable and admirable about you? Oh, I love this. So we have scribe and we have storyteller, but you know what jumped out in between them was prostitute. So with scribe and storyteller, I instantly get this, you know, writer creative vibe being something that they love about you and something that makes you very admirable. That you're, one thing that I keep getting to is you're very engaging. Okay. So with the scribe card, we have preserving knowledge and information, and with the storyteller, we have the ability to experience and express life through stories and symbols. Okay, so people look at you, and even with that, I get this somewhat life of a, life of the party vibe as well. That you are able to share experiences and share knowledge as well with the people in your life through an interesting and engaging way. Okay, the prostitute card says, accentuates the challenge of surviving without negotiating the power of your spirit. Okay, I absolutely love that. Okay, you are just, people really look at you for the amount of strength that you have. Okay, people really feel like you are someone who's strong. The similar message came up in pile 2, that you have had bad experiences throughout your life, but you have not let them take you down. Okay, and you're not going to allow any negatives within your life to take you down. It's like this, it's this indication of like you're stronger than that, or you're more confident than that, and so on and so forth. You're not going to allow, you know, other people, or you're not going to allow life to get you down, let's say. Other people, life, and so on and so forth. You're not going to allow for other people to get you down. Nobody's going to break you. Oh, and I love this because as I'm rambling on, the victim card jumped out, and the victim card says it prevents you from letting yourself be victimized or victimizing others. Basically meaning you're not going to be anybody's victim. You're not going to be anybody's, punching bag, or, other people admire you because you're a fucking badass, okay? They know that they can't get anything over on you. That's another thing that people find very lovable and very admirable about you, because that inspires other people to also be a fucking badass just like you are. And in between that, I had the goddess card fall out. Of course, even like with the goddess card, and to be honest, even with the prostitute card, to me, and I'm not sure what the goddess card says because I haven't read it yet, but I also get this message of you being extremely comfortable with your sexuality. In one way or another. You're very sexually open. I forget what the hell the word is. Sex positive, I think is the word. You're very sex positive, and you exude this like magnetic attraction and sexuality. Okay, you just really exude sexuality and beauty and all these beautiful things in life. But you're also very comfortable with your sexuality, and you are not afraid to share or to dull yourself down in order to not be. And in that, I feel like that's also another way that you're a fucking badass, because you're not going to not speak your mind, or you're not going to dull your shine in order to make somebody else feel, comfortable, and so on and so forth. And that's something that people really do love about you. Okay, and the goddess card says on it, the feminine expressed through wisdom, nature, life force, and sensuality. Okay, what we were just speaking on. But again, we get this indication here, going back to the scribe and the storyteller, that you are someone who is very expressive, and you're very engaging in the way that you express yourself. Okay, people are interested, people find you to be interesting, people find you to be inspiring. You just truly are like such a light in these people's lives, and you are also so confident in being true to yourself and showing up as exactly who you are, which is another thing that people love and find very inspiring about you. Oh my goodness, then we have the Lover card. Great passion and devotion, unbridled appreciation of someone or something. And the Hedonist card. Ooh, I love this reading. This is my type of people here. Hedonist inspires creative energy to embrace the good things in life, celebrates the beauty in yourself. And that's, I love this reading so much. So, the Lover card, again, great passion. I'm also looking at it as, let's say, a lover, that you are someone who, again, is very sex positive, even with the Hedonist card, very sex positive. Unbridled appreciation of someone or something. You also are someone who is highly compassionate, highly kind, and you love to spread love. You absolutely love to love other people, to show other people, to support, to hype people up. That's another thing that I keep getting. Like, you are the best hype man or hype woman that anyone could ever ask for. You show up as yourself, you're there for others, and you will do anything that you possibly can to help the people in your life to be more authentic to themselves as well. The Hedonist card, this inspires creative energy to embrace the good things in life. You are all about, and again, not to say that you don't have bad days, not to say that you have not had bad experiences throughout your life, but again, you are not letting any of this take you down. You're too strong, and like, this is how other people are looking at you, so now this is how I'm looking at you as well. Because it's really, I feel like on a personal level, it starts to become whether or not you actually feel this way or recognize these qualities within yourself. Okay, because whether you feel this way or not, you are so fucking strong. You are the strongest person that the people in your life know. Okay, you are the strongest, you are the most confident. You are somebody who is, never, you do not let anything get you down. You do not let anything take you down. And people admire that strength within yourself so, so, so much. Because nothing is going to take you down or bring you down. Oh my goodness. I love it. And I also like the inspires creative energy. I know I'm repeating it now a bunch of times. But that inspiring creative energy to embrace the good things in life, I also feel like is so important through the scribe and the storyteller messages that came out earlier. Okay, whether you're spreading information, whether you're telling a story to cheer someone up or telling a joke to cheer someone up, whether you're, engaging them in a story or in an aspect of your life, whether you are passing information and knowledge to other people in this engaging, inspiring, beautiful way, you're allowing any pain that you have experienced to basically be transmuted into creativity. So that's another thing too. You might literally be some type of creative. You might be a writer or an artist and so on and so forth. And you take whatever pain you have and you transmute and transform it into something beautiful, something that you create. And in that regard, it could even be in you creating a story or you creating a joke, whatever the heck it might be. It is something that other people absolutely love about you. Okay, let's see if we can get another card to jump out. Or is that it? Is that it? Not that that's it. That's a lot of information and a lot of wonderful, beautiful qualities that make you lovable. But let's see. Engineer. Ability to give creative energy a practical expression. Again, there's this indication here of you truly using, you transform or transmute whatever, like you have so much creativity within you Now I'm starting to stutter, but it's like you have so much, whatever is going on in your life, you transform and transmute it into some type of creative expression. Talent. This card also has talent for designing resolutions to common dilemmas. Again, you pass the knowledge forward. Any bad that you've ever had in your life, any challenge, like let's go back, accentuates the challenge of surviving without negotiating the power of your spirit. You're not letting anybody get you down, and you're going to teach and share information unto others that will help them to see that they're not going to get themselves, or they're not going to be anybody's victim, or they're not going to be anybody's punching bag, or they're not going to be staying in situations that no longer serve them, or staying within mindsets that no longer serve them. You truly help other people, and you share what you've learned throughout your own life with other people in order to guide them to heal, to guide them to walk away from things that are no longer serving them, and so on and so forth. And then what I absolutely love is we end with the student card. Humility and devotion to knowledge, openness to lifelong learning. You are someone who never is going to stop learning, who's never going to stop growing, who's never going to stop evolving throughout time. And whatever you learn, you freely, it's almost like, I just got like this mental image of like an infinity symbol. Like your life is a constant learning and sharing of knowledge with others. You're constantly in this cycle of you yourself learning, valuable lessons, learning universal truths, and so on and so forth. Learning what has helped you, and you are constantly sharing that knowledge through to others. You're constantly giving that knowledge to others as well. And there is so much humility within you, and I feel like that's another thing that people really find lovable about you as well, is that you are such a fucking badass, but you would never, ever, ever, and I believe one of the cards said this as well, you are such a badass, but you would never exert your power or your will over somebody else. You are so gentle and so kind, and you really just want to spread positivity, love, and joy. You want other people to find the beauty in life the same way that you found the beauty in life, the same way that you found love within your life, beauty within your life, joy within your life, healing within your life. And you just constantly are learning, but you're also constantly pumping that information out to others in an effort to help them the same way that you've helped yourself or have learned from others. So absolutely, absolutely beautiful. Thank you so, so, so much, Pile 3. I hope that you are feeling very lovable and that you are able to recognize these qualities within yourself. Thank you so, so, so much for allowing me to do this lovely reading for you today. And I hope that you have a wonderful day.